I don't know, people my age, they waste deja vu. You gotta save that. You gotta save deja vu. I was getting coffee with my friend, barista called his name, Americano Misto for Derek. He turned to me. He said, "Whoa, man. Deja vu." I'm like, that's not deja vu. Your life is just boring and repetitive. Yeah, you get coffee every day. You're predictable. You gotta save that for like a good moment, or like you get a promotion at work, and you're like, whoa, deja vu. Your boss would be like, well, I made the right decision, clearly. Your mind is in the right place. I'm a pretty reserved person. I attribute that to my mom just because I have a deaf mom. I don't know if any of you guys have a deaf mom, but it's the same thing as having a mom, but just like she can't hear. Just to catch you guys up to speed with that. My mom wasn't born deaf, she became deaf over time, so she doesn't sign that well, and she doesn't have the accent or anything. Yeah. When I was younger, my mom used to use hearing aids, but she didn't like to because they were big and bulky. She thought they were unattractive. But what's really unattractive is when you say what 100 times in a conversation. I'm just not into that personally. So she would just read lips horribly. Like you'd be like, hey, mom, I'm gonna vacuum. And she'd be like, did you just say fuck you to me? You'd be like, no, I didn't say that, I'm 6. You know? But then you would be like, hey, mom, fuck you. And she'd be like, oh, you're gonna vacuum? That's so sweet. So it's all about balance, really. My favorite thing about her not wearing her hearing aids is when we'd be at a grocery store paying for something, cashier would ring the items through. They'd always ask my mom the same question. It'd be like, how are you gonna pay, cash or card? Simple question, easy question. But my mom, no hearing aids. What she would do is she would read their lips and then she would look down at me and my sister to reaffirm what the cashier had just said. So the cashier would be like, how are you gonna pay, cash or card? Then we'd be like, how are you gonna pay, cash or card? And then my mom would just be confident, like she heard it the first time, she'd be like, I'm gonna pay with card, and just pretend this never happened. And we would just leave, but the cashier would just be so confused. Just why did they translate my English into more English? And then we just let, like, there are still cashiers out there today who are like, I don't know what the fuck I spoke that day. And I don't know how these children of the corn knew what I was talking about. All right, that was my set. I was Gavin. Thank you guys so much.